this video I'll show you real quick how to get that data out of a shapefile and into Stata so you can make scatter plots and format them in there. So just recall that a shapefile always has an attribute table and it's a database file. I'm just going to close that. And so what you'll simply do is open up an Excel file, go File, Open. You're going to search for DBase files, and then you would go searching for the file, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the attribute table of the project 1 nay all. Go ahead and hit OK. And then I'm going to highlight all of those data points and make sure you get them all. And right click, copy. And then you should have either Stata on the computers in GIS, or you can access them through the remote desktop, and there's instructions on the tutorial pages how to do that. But once you would open up Stata, you would go to the data editor, open that, and in that top cell do a right click and paste, and treat first row as variable names. Then you can close that data editor, and there's all your variables on the right. Now notice I've already got ppov and other variables created, but let's say you needed to create any of those. Let's say I want to create a %Asian, non-Hispanic. The command is simply generate or gen p-Asian. That's the name of the new variable. And I guess if you want to do p-Asian nh, that's fine. Equals Asian nh. We know we have a variable called Asian nh. Divided by pop-tote. That we have a variable by that, and then times 100. And hit return. And it created that new variable. Okay. So now to do the scatter plot, you'd simply go to Graphics, Two-Way Graph, and create basic plots, scatter. In the Y one, let's say we want to look at mortality rates. Remember, they're up a little ways. So there's mortality rate. The X variable is your causal variable, social condition, if you will. And we'll look at % impoverished. Then you want to do marker properties. We want to add labels, and the label will be the neighborhood name. You can either get it there or it's further down right there. Label color, ignore that. Label size, you probably want to make, you can always go back in and change these, but I'm going to make it tiny. Label position to start is just default. So accept those and hit accept. Oh, one other thing, you'll recall that with the health data, our military installations are all at 0. So actually I'd want to go back into my plot 1, edit that, and do the if in. And here I can say if mort rate is greater than 0. That opposes that condition. And then you can accept and hit OK. Okay, so that's your scatter plot. From here you would select Start Graph Editor. I'm going to increase the size here. And here you can just start clicking on things. So I want to reformat ppov, so I'm just going to click on it, right, and then you can either right click, but once you've got it highlighted, you can just go up to the top and change the text. I'm going to do % impoverished, and then hit return to make it happen. Same thing with mort rate, just click on it, change the text up here, age, adjusted mortality rate per 100,000, hit return. And then again, if you want to sort of tinker with the location of some of these labels, you want to click on the names and then right click on the one you want and do observation properties. And instead of 3 o'clock, I'm going to put Eastern Plains at 4 and hit apply and just see what that looks like. Okay, hit OK. Let's do Cheyenne, Strathmore Hills. There it is. And we can do, let's do 2 o'clock, see what that looks like. That's fine, hit OK. And just do as many of those as you want. Let's say when you're finished, I mean, if you want to do a title, you can click on title over here, double click on it, and put in a title, mortality rate against poverty rate, something like that. Hit apply. And then once you're done with everything you want to format, you just simply close the graph editor. You can go ahead and save changes. Save it to wherever you want to save things to. Just call it mortpov. It'll save as a graph. And then you should be able to file save as, and you can save it out as I would just recommend a TIFF file. That works fairly well. Save it as a TIFF file, and then you can insert it as a picture into a publisher. So that's how you do the scatter plot.